Welcome back to my channel. Each year, my hometown has a festival that my family always attends, but this year we couldn't go. So I am kicking off a series of special food recipes for you. These are festival foods. Now today I'm teaching you how to make a festival and fair favorite, funnel cakes. Funnel cakes are so delicious. No festival would be complete without this tasty traditional treat. They're so versatile. You can top them with just about anything. So come on in, take a seat, grab your paper and pencil. Let's learn how to make this yummy traditional dessert. Now today we're going to need the following ingredients. Plain all-purpose white flour, a bottle of vegetable oil, salt, powdered sugar, baking powder, butter, milk, eggs, granulated sugar, and vanilla. Now for the toppings, we're going to use my strawberry glaze that I use for strawberry pie. Now for that recipe, just click the link above. We are also going to use powdered sugar, granulated sugar, and ground cinnamon. So let's get into this recipe right now. I have about 2 sticks of butter and I'm going to melt this. Now I'm making probably about 8 of these. If you want to cut the recipe down, you can cut it in half. So I'm going to melt this so it'll be ready when my funnel cakes are ready to come out. I'm going to brush them with butter. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I've put my whole bottle of vegetable oil in my pot, and I've got my thermometer here. If you don't have a thermometer, I'll tell you what to do when the time comes to see if it's hot enough. I've also got a cookie sheet laid out with some parchment paper, and I've got some paper towels on that. Once they come out, I'm going to actually put them on this. After they drain, I'm going to have my paper plates ready. I'm going to transfer them to that so that I can brush them with melted butter. So I'm going to let this heat up, and I'm going to go work on my mix. I'm adding 2 eggs to my bowl. I'm going to mix that up. Now to this, I'm adding 2½ cups of milk. I'm adding in 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, a little bit more. I'm going to mix that up. I'm going to set this aside and get my dry ingredients ready. In my bowl, I have placed 4 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm using 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Using 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm going to stir my dry ingredients around. Now you can use one of these to sift it, but I'm going to use that for my powdered sugar. That is going to go on the top. Now if you don't have one of these, you can just use a spoon. Now I'm mixing this up to make sure that my flour, baking powder, salt, and sugar is incorporated well. Okay, I think it's mixed up pretty good. I'm going to make my little well in the middle for my wet ingredients. I'm just gonna mix it up. Just keep stirring. Get it all mixed up. going to use my whisk to break up any lumps. You could use a mixer if you wanted to. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to pour this in my funnel. If you don't have one of these, all you have to do is get you a plastic bag, fill it up, go to the corner, cut about a 1/4 inch size opening. That way you can drizzle it over top of your oil. Now there's a lot of things you need to prep. Make sure you've got your butter melted. Make sure you've got your powdered sugar ready. I'm also using some cinnamon sugar. I mixed a 1/3 cup of sugar with about a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now I've poured about a cup of powdered sugar into my sifter, and I'm leaving it on a paper plate. That will help it not get all over the place. And I've also got my strawberry glaze. This way all of my toppings are ready and they're close by. Our oil will be ready when it's between 350 to 375 degrees. If you don't have a thermometer, just take a little bit of the batter, a couple drops, dribble it over the top of the pot. If it floats and it starts browning, it's ready. If it sinks to the bottom, it's not hot enough. My temperature is between 350 and 375, so I'm ready. I'm going to take out the thermometer just so I have room to work. Now again, I have mine in my funnel. You can use a different kind of funnel. I've used a styrofoam cup before, so that works just as well. What you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit at a time and swirl it around in like a web-like pattern. I'm using probably a 1/3 cup to a 1/2 cup of batter for each funnel cake. This is going to cook about 2 minutes on one side. I flipped it over with my egg turner, and I'm going to cook it 1 more minute on this side until it's golden brown. When it's done, I'm taking it out and placing it on my cookie sheet to drain. Once it's drained, I place it on a paper plate, and I'm going to brush it with melted butter. After that, I'm going to sprinkle powdered sugar all over this one. Powdered sugar over top of that. Now if you don't have a sifter, just take your spoon and sprinkle it right over the top. Now just keep repeating the same process until all batter is gone. If your cookie sheet gets too oily, go ahead and lay you down a couple of fresh paper towels. No matter what my topping is, I always brush each one with melted butter. Now this one is going to have cinnamon sugar topping. Now so far, the ones I'm making are pretty big, and I've gotten about 7 out of these. You probably could stretch it out if you made them smaller, but I usually make really large ones. Now this next one will be my strawberry topping, but I still use melted butter and I use powdered sugar. Here is our delicious funnel cakes. These are so good. This is the first thing that I buy when I go to a festival or a fair. Now I have topped this one with the traditional powdered sugar. Now this one is cinnamon and granulated sugar. I brushed it with butter first. I didn't use powdered sugar on it, just the cinnamon and sugar. This next one, I brushed it first with melted butter. I'm sprinkling powdered sugar over the top. Now this one's going to get the strawberries and the glaze on top. Now if you don't like the glaze, you can just cut up fresh strawberries. You could use fresh blueberries, peaches, raspberries, bananas, any other kind of fruit you like. You could also top them with caramel, chocolate, peanut butter, honey. You can top these with ice cream. Even maple syrup and nuts would be great. Now we're going to put some whipped cream on top of this one. I think it needs some more strawberries. You can put as much or as little as you like. These are so versatile. The combinations are endless that you can use with this. All right, time to showcase these. Now there's our different ones that we've made. Now before I serve them up, I usually add just a little more topping. I'm adding just a little bit more whipped cream to this one. A little more cinnamon and sugar. And just a touch more powdered sugar. Now I have to be honest with you, My favorite is still the powdered sugar and the butter. Oh my goodness, they smell so good right now. My kitchen smells just like the festival. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and you found it helpful, especially if you too are not able to visit your local fair or festival this year. Stay tuned. I have more festival favorites coming up in the series of festival foods. Be sure and check out some of the other recipes on my channel. If you do enjoy this recipe, be sure to leave me a comment below. I'll love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you'll be the first to know when I have a new recipe to share. I've had so much fun making this recipe today with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.